Hey, what's going on, everyone? Listen, welcome back to Activate Your Next Level Mindset podcast. And this is the Greeley Business Spotlight. And I'm just so excited because look, I'm getting hungry just looking at this table right now. But remember, you can find everything all about me at lifecoachpaul.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the socials under Life Coach Paul Inspires, because I got so many things coming down the pipeline that I do not want you to miss. Again, if you would like to stay connected with me as well, I want you to text the keyword, text me, 2 separate words, to 719-509-1005. And you will get personal text from me myself, okay? But you will not be a part of a huge group text chat because who needs all the dings and the pings, right? So listen, this is all about Greeley. This entire podcast is all about Greeley business owners or in their surrounding areas. So we are right now in this studio. This is Link Library in Greeley, Colorado. So I want to give them a huge shout out. And if you want to come and check out this studio, you want to take some headshots, you want to do a presentation like this, you get with my man, Joshua Valdez. You head on over to the link that's in the description of this YouTube channel as well. And you can find out how there's so many different things that you can do here at the library. You can host events. You can host conference rooms. You can host workshops. You can host all kinds of crazy stuff. They have craft rooms, wood shop rooms, learn how to edit video, learn how to podcast. I'm telling you, this place is jam-packed and it's loaded. Just wanted to put that plug out there. But listen, I've got a very good friend of mine. This girl is the bomb. She is the bomb.com. Her name is Dana. We met a few months ago at a trivia night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so she's talking about her bread, and then she brought some snacks and some breads and stuff. And my wife and I, we were going through this health journey, still are.
Yeah.
But we stayed away from breads. And I stayed away from breads because of gluten and all this stuff, all the stuff that's in our world today. Now, I'm not going to get political. I'm not going to go there. But come on, guys, don't just read the labels, but do the research, okay? And so we tasted her food, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is fire. And so we connected. Y'all know Marie Warren. She was my second guest. Just amazing woman of God. And so me and Dana just connected. And my wife, obviously. And so before I even get into all of that, I want people to know who you are, where they can find you, and let's talk about your business, because that's what this is all about.
Well, thank you very much, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to come here and talk with you and talk with all of you guys about, what I do and the passion that I have, and, you connecting Greeley in a way that really no one else is. So I want to thank you very deeply for that.
You're very welcome.
And we're very appreciative. It's something that someone needs to do, and God gave you that gift. So thank you.
Hey, when God says step up, we got to step up, right?
Oh, man.
So
That's for sure. So I own Double J Homestead, and I specialize in everything sourdough. I do breads, obviously. I do scones, cookies, pancake mix, granola, several different flavors of cookies. I try to put out weekly orders, and it goes out on my platform that I do ordering through. Sends an alert when I put out my menu, and you guys can order through that. I started doing this about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was just to, like you were just talking about, get healthier food that I know where all of it came from, and I know what's in it. And with 3 simple ingredients, I say simple, it's not very simple, but they're very simple ingredients.
right.
You can create a beautiful loaf of bread that tastes amazing and put in different inclusions. You can make it exactly what you want. And that there's no chemicals in there. There's nothing harmful. Your kids are eating healthy. Their digestive system's being supported because of the fermentation process. All of my, little desserts and treats are sourdough based. So it's all sourdough discard that's used in those.
Okay.
So you're still getting those healthy digestive benefits with all of those things as well because of the fermentation process of the starter.
You taught Holly, because you had the class on how to create sourdough, right? And that was just amazing. And so every week, y'all, I get a loaf of sourdough, and I never say, oh my God, there's more. No, it's like, it is fire. It is so, so good. And so what I loved about it is that I was going through some esophagus issues and all the things that I was just talking about.
Yep.
And I said, okay, let me try it. I tried it and I'm like, no problem.
Yeah.
Also, no bloating, no aftermath. It's
Yeah.
like I can eat a piece of bread, go to bed and not wake up like, oh, I
Feeling-
should not have ate
Yep.
that piece
Having
of
the
bread.
carb hangover.
Yeah.
It's not there.
It's not there. So what makes sourdough different than any other fresh baked bread?
So the process of sourdough, so you're at 3 weeks before you even attempt to make a loaf of bread because you're creating your starter.
Got it.
The starter is just flour and water, and the process of getting it to a point where it's an active bacteria, basically, is what it is. It takes all of the bacteria, all of its environments to create an active living organism. And that's why you have to feed it. It's like having
It's alive.
It causes, without any yeast, it allows this bread to rise like unbelievably. So with that fermentation process of the starter comes all of those health benefits.
Got it.
So if you're a diabetic, this sourdough itself lowers the glycemic level of an entire meal.
Wow.
So say you're eating steak, potatoes, green beans, and this bread, it's lowering the glycemic level because of the fermentation process of the entire meal that you just ate.
Wow.
Because of the organisms that it works through in the gut. So glycemic level, obviously people who are gluten intolerant, definitely not gluten-free or celiac, but if you're gluten intolerant, the fermentation process does the same thing with the gluten.
Yeah.
It breaks it down in a certain way where it's easier digestible than regular bread.
Well, that's a fact because when I slice my bread and I put it in the toaster and I throw my butter on there and then I put Holly's homemade jam. She just did jam this
God bless her.
this year. Like this was her first year of like, and we've got like 100 jars. So
Look at
I should have brought
her,
some
though.
to
That's
you and just gave them
amazing.
to you. But you said something that is very profound because we hear it all the time, eat living foods.
Yeah.
For me, it always goes back to vegetables, right? Oh, okay, living food, vegetables, carrots, lettuce, all the things. But this here is a different type of living food,
Yep.
right?
It is.
And so there's such a process that comes with it. And I had no idea that it worked with glycemic levels and all of that stuff to bring that balance.
Yep.
So as we were talking about God earlier, this is where before we met you and when I started getting into my health journey and really started to like learn.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine, Greg Harvey from Florida, he started doing sourdough about a year ago.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, what's the big deal about sourdough? Right? Okay,
Yeah.
sourdough.
It's a big thing right now.
It's a big
fad.
thing, right? I started thinking about it and I'm like, I can't eat bread because it's not part of my diet. But then I got to a point where I'm like, okay, so if I'm kingdom, if I'm a believer, Jesus broke bread all the time.
Yes, he did.
He said, I am the living bread. He didn't say, I am the living steak.
Yep.
I am the living vegetable.
Yes.
No, I am the living bread.
Of life.
And then when you think about it, the fermentation for bread, there's fermentation for wine,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm just talking this through. It's not like I
Yeah.
had this revelation
No.
years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay, so there's something about fermentation.
Yeah.
There's something about the thing that God has given us to put together.
Yep.
What blows my mind, and then we'll go into the next question, is who like sat one day and is like, well, we'll put that and then we'll add that
I've thought of that.
and then we'll
Like, who just fed this thing for
Cap
3
it,
weeks
and
and
then
then
we'll-
tried it?
we'll create something.
Yeah.
I've got I've done a lot of prison ministry. Obviously, I don't look like I was born in the church, okay? But truth is that I've done a lot of prison ministry. I got a lot of homeboys that were in prison, that were in and out, yada, yada, yada. Even myself, I did a few 30-day stretches in county, right? But you hear of Pruno,
Yep.
which I'm like, how did you even think of fermentation? They're literally creating wine in prison.
Yep.
And so when I think about that, I'm like, so there's something to a fermentation process that's good for the body.
Right.
Now, a lot of
That is for
believers
sure.
out there won't follow what I'm saying, but wine is good for you.
Yeah.
And then we have those conversations in the church and in the body. Well, that wasn't really wine. I'm like, well, the Bible says it's wine.
Right.
So you're holding on to this truth, but you're not holding on to that truth.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was wine. Sorry, but it was.
Yep.
Okay. It was not grape juice because they didn't have fridges.
Yep. Exactly.
So it was a fermentation thing that they kept around.
Yep.
So I just wanted to point that out. And if you want to expand on that, I would definitely love it. Tell us about what you have here. Like what's all this?
So these are just my mini loaves. I brought those in today to save space. But the one that's cut up here has Italian herbs, and then sun-dried tomatoes in it, which is my personal favorite of what I make. And then this one's just a plain one. I do a miniature flight. So basically, these are half the size of one of my regular loaves.
Okay.
So I do a flight where you get to pick 4 different flavors. It gives people the opportunity to try lots of different flavors and not commit to a huge loaf of bread.
Right.
Yeah, I've had so many people since I launched these minis reach out to me and say, it's just me and my husband, or it's just me. This is a perfect size for me to be able to finish.
Right.
Because there's no preservatives in this. The life of before it goes bad is not about 5 to 7 days.
Right. Yep.
About 5 to 7 days. But again, there's no preservatives. So you have the expectation of, okay, I need to eat or freeze this, and it does freeze very well. But a lot of people really like the option of the smaller loaf because they can try a lot of different flavors without committing to a huge loaf. Yep. And then this one over here, so I dry out my starter.
Okay.
And I chop it up in a food processor. And I put it into a pancake mix. So I make a pancake mix that's something a little more shelf stable.
Okay.
If somebody wants an option that, but obviously that has no preservatives either, but something that's going to last longer than that 5 to 7 day window that they want to take, on a camping trip or send to their mom or whatever that may be.
Right.
And then these are my blueberry lemon scones, a base of sourdough starter.
I'm getting hungry.
Which I know, me too, adds, a nice little tangy twist in there with the sweets and dryness of the scone recipe as a whole. So just a little glimpse of a few different things that I offer is awesome. What we have here. Yeah.
What is your favorite thing that if you had the opportunity to open up like a sandwich shop or something like that, like what would be your signature thing?
So I'm not even a huge cheese person, but the sun-dried tomato and herb and like an ultimate grilled cheese with 3 different cheeses in there, including Gouda, cheddar, and feta.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
So good. Toasted on, grilled on both sides.
Yeah. My personal favorite was just the sourdough bread.
Yeah.
I will take it. And it's funny because every time, can I grab
please,
this?
Yeah.
So every time that my wife makes her bread, it's the big loaf.
Yep.
But there's this little burnt crust thing.
It's called the ear.
The ear?
The ear.
I grab that ear every time and I rip it off. And my wife's like, why do you do that? She made one for our daughter-in-law. She's like, she's not getting that crust. And I literally ripped it off. And she's like,
oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, because
she's like, that's the most beautiful part of.
I said, that's the best part. And she's like, but leave it alone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
But every time I take the end.
You like the butt.
I take the end. I like the butt. I cut that sucker. I throw butter on it, some salt. But the middle slices, what I've done, I think I've actually sent you some pictures.
Yeah.
I'll take an egg over easy
so good.
with center cut bacon, a slice of cheese, which I'm not a big cheese person now. I used to be. God, I love cheese.
I know.
Trust me,
I do too.
I love it.
It doesn't love me.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't love me. But I will take it and I'll just like that. And I'll leave the yolk and the egg because I like a messy sandwich. I am a firm believer that if you're going to have a burger, a sandwich, or anything like that, it has to be messy. I don't like
that
neat,
rule.
I don't like neat sandwiches. So Carl's Jr. came out years ago with the slogan of, if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. So as a kid, I'm like, I like that.
Right,
so a burger, I'm messy. A sandwich, it has to be messy, right?
Yeah.
But so when did you, I understand that that you started a few years ago. It was during COVID, right?
Yeah, so it didn't start out as any intention to become what it's become now. It was
So was
just,
it like a hobby? Was
yeah,
it
it was
something
just something I wanted to teach myself and kind of, you know, have the pride of, like, I did this from start to finish and I taught myself. And I, you know, same with canning. And I'm sure Holly can relate to
Yeah.
that. Because canning isn't something, like, for my generation, I think our grandmas were the ones that were supposed to teach us that. And I think the generation that is mine was so busy. Like, I was always doing athletics. I was always doing something, and
Right.
then, you know, college, and then kids and family. So it was never like I could go spend 2 days at my grandma's house and learn how
Right.
to can or learn how to, you know, do something like this to
Correct.
this extent. That
Yeah.
that's all they knew.
Yeah.
You know, look at my great grandma. She's 104 years old. She'll be 105 in January. And this is how they lived.
Yeah.
Everything was made from scratch,
By
just
hand.
like this. They didn't, it was either in their garden, on their ranch, or they made it like this. It wasn't an option to go to the grocery store and just pick up a few things.
Right.
So I think I took like a huge amount. I have an old soul. So a huge amount of pride in like teaching myself that, teaching my kids that like when you work hard and you dig deep into something, like the results are really awesome.
Yeah.
And just taking out the preservatives out of our food. You know, we have our garden. My kids help me in the garden. My husband's helped me in the garden. It's just taking pride in something that we're consuming that we've personally had our hands on. And it's not massive corporations with 57,000 chemicals that are added in. So
We're definitely going to have to do a part 2. We're not done yet, but we're going to have to do a part 2 because I'm in that lane with you as far as like what are we putting in our foods? Why has it cancers?
gotten-
Why are there ailments? Why are there this and that?
autism,
Like all the
ADHD.
stuff. It's like, okay, so you're telling me that all these years and then all of a sudden, like right about the 80s and 90s, all of a sudden life just changed that all these things came out? No.
Yeah,
I
no.
doubt it. I
Agree.
highly, highly doubt it. And so my
created
wife
through
and
our
I,
food system.
yeah. And so I was talking to Holly, you know, we just through conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I read this article that back in the day, like your grandma,
Yeah.
right? 104, they ate with lard.
Yep.
They ate fried,
Cooked
deep
everything with it.
fried chicken, like all the things. So it's like, how is that bad?
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? Like
She's 104 years old. I don't
104
think
years
it's
old,
that bad for
right?
you.
And
with
it's
zero issues. Like,
yeah, it's like how does this work? And so that's why now I'm very close to like everything that I read, even the stuff that I read with labels. I'm still like, I don't know.
I can't pronounce half of this.
I can't pronounce it, so I'm not
Yeah.
going to put it in my mouth,
Yes.
right? And so you started a few years ago, but like when did you finally get to the place where you're like, okay, I've got something here? Was it something internal? Was it God? Was it people?
It was between God and people.
Okay.
It was one of those things where, you know, I just obviously started doing it for my family. I would put pictures on social media like, hey, look what I just freaking did. This is so cool. I made this.
Yes.
And, you know, it turned people reaching out to me that were, you know, friends of mine on Facebook. Hey, can you make me one? Can you do this? Can you do that? Started following a bunch of different groups and seeing all of these women successfully, and men, successfully making little micro bakeries in their homes and selling at markets. And I'm like, oh, what a quaint, like, cool life to live. And so I started, you know, just selling it on a small scale, people that were friends, people that were family. And then got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm getting pretty decent at bulk, like doing this in bulk.
Right.
So I'll never forget my first order. It was my first big order. It was 12 loaves.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's going to be a bit tricky. So I went and got these big food grade tubs, bulk fermentation in these massive, doing stretch and folds that would, you know, make the Hulk cramp up. It was a real deal for sure. But I'm like, okay, I kind of like this. Like, this is an intense, I like intense. I like, you know, full blown in. I'm like, oh, huge orders. This is awesome.
Right. The challenge.
So then I created, you know, went and got my cottage license, which you have to sell non-refrigeratable things in the state of Colorado.
Got it.
So you have to go and take a class, get certified, all of those things, goes through, food, health, safety, stuff like that. So went and did that, launched my Facebook page, got my logo built up, and then that trickled into, it's hard to keep track of them via text message and my, messages. So I launched my platform on Hot Plate, which is literally made for micro bakeries. And they, put all your orders into one. They text your customers. You can update your customers on there.
Wow.
It's ready. It sends, when they do place an order, it sends them text messages to remind them, hey, you're 15 minutes away from your pickup window. It's been amazing. That's been a game changer for me too, because it's all in one spot. So I can just go in and print off the PDF of all my orders for that week and just check them off as I go.
That's awesome.
So it's gotten to a point where, now I needed a better tracking system and I got it. So yeah.
So where is Dana now? Where are you in business? How, like, with everything that you have going on, like the bigger orders and the stuff and the family and the camping trips and the all the stuff in life, marriage, all the things. Where are you, if you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Where is your business going?
I think the hope is that the next step is in advance. But right now, as we have spoke about, I have a full-time job doing accounting. I have 2 little kids that are very involved in sports and friends and all of that. They're kids. They're kids. And one's a teenager and one's a kid. So that really complicates things. My husband also needs some of my time. It stretches you thin, I think, when you're chasing a passion.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's intentional by God's design.
Yeah.
Because he wants to know, like, I gave you this gift. I gave you the ability to do this. I want you to share this gift with people, but it's not going to be easy. Just like anything that's good doesn't come easy.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely, I'm currently at a moment where I'm being tested in that, like, we need to make decisions whether we're going to fully all go into this and this is my full-time job or back off of this so that your family can have some of your time too. Because as time-consuming as this is, I have a good week of orders and I'm up for 2 nights in a row until 1, 2 in the morning trying to get everything done for pickup day. Yeah. And that just leaves me drained the next day for my kids, and I can't be the best mom I need to be. So it's really kind of, I've been in this lingo of, okay, like either pump the brakes on this and don't make this so big, or, move to the next level and, eliminate.
Expand. Right.
Yeah. Which, has been spoken to me pretty hard. And like I've told you, God is the owner of my business. Like,
come on.
He gave me the gift to operate it for him, but everything that I put into his business is filled with him. And, good intention. As you know, I'm going on my missions trip, and the proceeds that I made, the profits that I made for several months, paid that off. Wow. With the exception of one amazing donation from a good friend of mine.
That's awesome.
But the bread, like the gift that he gave me, helped me pay that off to go and serve him in a different way. It goes to the church. I know we talked a little bit about Dave Ramsey and how his motto in life is he has this massive Fortune 500 company, but God owns it. Right. Like God and the way that he would walk is how that business is operated through Dave. And that's very much, the profile I want to follow with this. And it makes it kind of hard at times because you're just like, okay, he doesn't write you a blueprint. So you're just like, okay, do I step back and, put this on the back burner for now and move forward with, fully dedicating to my full-time job, my kids, their needs, especially during summer. It's very, very busy. Yeah. Or do I take a chance and run fully with this and let this fly or let it fall, which is very, very terrifying.
Whew. So much to just, this is just so rich.
Yeah.
Like it's so rich and I can see the passion. And one of my next questions was going to be, but I think you answered it. Like, what's the heartbeat behind this? what I'm hearing, because I'm a coach, so this is how I talk to people, but what I'm hearing is this. You want good quality food for people
Yep.
to live longevity, to live to that,
Yeah.
104.
Yeah.
You love your family.
I do.
You love your family tremendously. And you also love God.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do anything that is going to hinder the relationship between God or your family. And
sure
I am
not.
a true believer of ministry starts in the home.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that you do too.
Yeah.
And so in these seasons of, or should I say in these moments, because I don't think we need to define moments as seasons, right?
Yeah, I agree.
The season is you are productive and you're moving and you're taking care of family.
Yeah.
The moments in your season needs to be defined in a place of time, right?
Yeah.
So this moment that
like
you're
that.
in, like, okay, I've got this business, I've got this product, I've got this thing, I've got my family, I've got the missions trip, I've got the passion. This is
Yeah.
God's business.
Yep.
I think there's times where we, especially as believers,
Yeah.
have to be silent and to pause and say, okay.
Preach.
So if we think about Abraham and Isaac, that was the promise.
Yeah.
So he had the promise. Now he says, give me your promise. Give it to me.
Right.
And the moment he was going to go and slay his son,
Yeah.
he says, hey, I see your faith. I've gone through that season last year, and that's where this whole workshop's probably already launched when this podcast goes out. But there's another one coming, so stay tuned.
Such good things.
But that was the season I was in. That was the season I was in, and I'm still in, and I'm coming out of that season of all the moments of die to self, put this down, put all of this down, and then show me how much you trust that I'm going to give you the clear answer. So to your point about the whole blueprint,
Yeah.
sometimes we are the blueprint. And the Bible says it this way, I am the light unto your feet and the lamp unto your path, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes he just gives us just enough light for that one step. But then there's those seasons of like, when you started this, oh my God, everything's illuminated. I
Yeah.
could do this and got
Yeah.
this. I got warmers. I got
Yeah.
the bigger things. And now it's
Yep.
like, now you're just a light, now you're just a lamp to my feet.
Right.
Those are the most precious times, right? Those are the times that you're spending with the family. And what I'm also hearing too is like maybe summertime is the rough seasons
Yeah.
because you've got the family, the sports, the
Yep.
volleyball, the this, the
Yep.
that. So it's like, okay, so how do I recreate this to still be sustainable
Yeah.
and still have the family, but we have to pause and we have to look at those things,
Yeah.
right? And so Dana, you've been amazing. Like, this has been such a rich conversation. There will be a part 2 because I know there's so much heart.
There is.
You're the pulse that you give out, because a heartbeat's one thing, but a pulse is another, right? The pulse drives the thing. The heartbeat is what it comes from, right?
Yeah.
So the pulse of your business, the pulse of your heart, the pulse of your servitude towards God, it just illuminates through you because you are a giver. You're a servant. You're doing all of the things. So you will be back.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you for those kind words.
So what I would like for you to do is speak into our audience and speak to the person right now that is a Dana. Because there's a lot of Danas out there right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Pauls out there right now. In this moment right now, where this push and pull, this speak to that, speak to the person and give them some type of encouragement. I know this is off the cuff. And I know it's going to be good because this whole entire conversation has been awesome. But
thank you.
speak your heart to the person that is in that place of, I don't know which way to go.
I mean, I'll probably just have to give you guys my own advice, which is just trust in God and pray and talk to him about it because no one else is going to guide you or give you the answers that you need. So heavily relying and getting personal with God. Like, that's been my biggest advice to myself is getting personal with him and not just, thank you for all you've done in my life. And he knows everything, even more than what you know about yourself. So to get personal with him, you're not going to tell him anything you don't he doesn't already know. So to dig deep and get personal with him and ask him for guidance and direction, and if you're at a spot where you're feeling stuck or torn, or you're not sure if moving forward in the business or taking the next step in your schooling or whatever it may be, just trust in God and enough to get really personal and raw with him, instead of just the basic prayer that I think we all kind of, thank you for what I've got, I'm so blessed. Just getting raw and personal with him, because I think the results and answers that I've received from him have become much more amplified since I got real and raw and positive with him. You're not telling him anything he doesn't already know. So to be vulnerable with the one that you should the most be vulnerable with, to try and help him work you through it is
That's power.
my best advice.
That's power.
Thank you.
Honestly, what I'm hearing is don't be churchy when you're talking to God.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Don't come scripted like, oh,
Yep.
God, you're so holy. Oh, thank you, Lord. And yeah, we ought to give him, all of the things, right? Because we wouldn't be here if it was not for him.
That's right.
But the truth is that when you're able to get real with yourself, then you really can truly get real with God to say, okay, listen, Lord, like you created me, you gave me this.
Yep.
Because that's where I was at with my business.
Yeah.
All right, you gave me this. I didn't ask for this.
Yep,
I didn't ask for ministry. I didn't ask for the pain. I didn't ask for any of this. So
Right.
your word says this,
Yeah.
this, and that. Your word says that your promises are yes and amen. And right now, I'm feeling a no.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a not yet.
Right.
But sometimes, listen, sometimes the only word that you have to go on with God is go. And sometimes you have to step in, and go also means step out. Step out and allow him to fix, allow him to show you, and allow him to show you the blueprint.
Yep.
You've done this, but we've got some details that we need to move around.
Yeah. And it's not going to make sense.
It's not. It's not. So for those of you who are interested in the Blueprint to Breakthrough workshop, that's what it's all about. It's about uncovering those areas of your business, because I'm talking to business owners. Uncovering that area of your business to where you can literally look and say, oh, I forgot about those details. Sometimes we're trying to build the roof when we haven't even laid the foundation down. Sometimes we're so caught up in the logo that we're not worried about the cutting board. Sometimes we're so focused on the branding that we forget the people. And so we have to get back in alignment. And so that's my job. I take you from stuck to strategy, because God's blueprint is so much greater than ours. And we go back to the Word of God. I'm a business owner, but I'm a kingdom business owner, and I hold no punches, simply because the Word of God is true.
Amen.
So, listen, Dana.
Great job.
You have been awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and to speak with you, and your words and your workshops are amazing, and I'm so excited to dive into them. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Awesome. So where can people find you?
There's Facebook, Instagram. The link below will have my website where you can go and sign up for the text messages, and then you'll receive text messages with every menu drop I do, which is typically weekly. Summer's been a bit iffy, but that's where you'll get the alerts for all of that, plus just following me on socials.
One last thing. So the classes that Holly went to,
Yes.
are you going to have any more of those classes?
Yes, so I think in the fall I'm going to do more. I've had a lot of people ask for not only like another basics class that they didn't have an opportunity to go to this last one, but an advanced class to work with more of the inclusions and the discard recipes. So
Got it.
I think this fall, when the weather, because sourdough is very weather dependent on how
Yes.
it reacts, when the weather cools down a little bit, we'll probably do some more classes, which is all hands-on. You get to feel the dough. You get a starter to go home with. So you miss a whole, 3-week very annoying step by getting your own starter.
Yeah.
Take that home with you. I walk you through every step of the sourdough process in a 4-hour window.
I love it.
You get to.
And trust me, once you learn it, my wife makes me a loaf every single week, and I'm like, yes.
She's so amazing.
So, Dana, It's been a pleasure.
Thank you
We need
so
to get
much.
together
Yes.
and go do a trivia night or just go out to dinner
Definitely
and
do.
just hang out.
It was
So
fun.
I just want to thank you. But again, thank you for tuning in to Activate Your Next Level Mindset podcast. This is the Greeley Business Spotlight segment. So we just want to thank everyone. And if you want to be on this show, do me a huge favor, reach out to me. Let's get your business out there because it's all about growing Greeley. This has nothing to do with me. So again, we love you guys. God bless you. And we'll catch you on the next episode.